This game is a monster game, but it really shows why Seekers can't quite close out those games as quickly as maybe they should do. So please do stick around, watch, and enjoy. And we are off to a flying start in this Seeker 2 game here. And this one goes on for quite some time. You'll already see by the video time. But it'll be interesting to see how this game fell out in the way that it is. If we go over to this side, we've got Calico and Graves matching up against a very sustain heavy Viscous and Kelvin. That's going to be an interesting matchup for them to fight into, as we already see Graves going in very, very hard, trying to get that push in, and they've got decent push, but Viscous and Kelvin should be able to focus on wave clear if they know that that's their priority rather than poking onto this Graves, which seems like the Viscous is going for instead. Already, Viscous falls very, very low, and Calico thinking about maybe going for the end, but no, not just quite. Oh, maybe Calico's still trying to find this angle on the Viscous. As you can see, Kelvin maybe trying desperately to heal them up. I mean, already we're into this sort of stage where there's a little bit of aggression. Oh, Calico goes in, they do get the kill. Forgive my observing, I am doing a solo job here on this channel. Otherwise, on the other side of things, we have Celeste and Mina going up against Abrams and Venator. And that is a decent sort of lane matchup. But we will see that, you know, one team, the Abrams team, they shouldn't be able to play it too aggressive. Abrams can't be aggressive early game, but he can sort of sustain, and that's sort of the fine thing he can do. Otherwise, in the last lane, we do have Paige going up against Mo and Krill with Viper on the chase. We can see Viper already getting damage in on this Mo and Krill, trying to get a couple of melees, and they are very, very low. Meanwhile, they do get the kill, and Hayes tried desperately to get a little bit on that Paige. But good work here. Hayes is going to try and get onto that. Oh, the parry doesn't quite connect, so it was a nice attempt from this Viper. We are going to see Hayes trying to run away. They are going to go maybe in for it. Oh dear, is Paige going to try and finish off? No, Viper instead. Oh my gosh, that Hayes was ripe for the taking. They didn't do it, and instead Hayes is going the long way back to get healed up to full. Something that I think a lot of Seeker players, a lot of people in lower ranks do, is obviously go back to base to heal up, especially when they're so close to maybe even getting healing right as a possibility to heal up, or just extra regen. And extra regen has brought so much in the higher ranks. We can see here only Abrams has bought it because it'll be the only one who's got it on their build. And even if it's not in your build, extra regen can be so important. Look, everyone, all these people backing to base just because they've taken so much damage, and it means they're going to be falling behind on souls. As we see Calico, one of the few people who didn't, and Viper as well, both are up on souls by about 500, which is, you know, 20% of the souls right now. Really does help a lot. It helps with unlocking those abilities and also getting that ultimate ability finally. So Viper just trying to put a little bit of pressure here, and this Viper obviously already sort of has been playing fairly well, weaving in light melees every so often, going for parries that almost connect. Could be one to watch here so far. And they get disarmed by this Mo and Krill, which is going to be good. Good that they're hiding away. They are just getting a little bit of pressure on. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Venator and Abrams trying desperately to get a little bit more poke on this Mina and the Celeste, but not quite finding the angle they want. No, they need to try and play sort of together in the same sort of areas, but they are just being slow. And this is sort of what we thought would happen. Abrams going for the charge there, but it's not connecting, and it doesn't really do too much early game either. Mo and Krill desperately trying to chase this Paige on the side. Oh, and they find the Viper. They get the burrow into them. It's going to slow them down a little bit, but this Viper's way too slippery. Far too much. Over on the other side, Viscous were able to kill. Oh, it's a good parry. Calico's coming in trying to find something. It's another great parry here. And Calico is just going to be able to keep going non-stop. Are they going to get another one? Oh, they have the melee lifesteal, which has kept them up and about. Oh, parry baited. Really well done here by Calico. And that's going to put them all the way up at 3.8k. Absolutely massive lead for them. buffs are up. And as we see, no one's directly going for it straight away. I'd love to see Calico make that rotation instead of going to the shop here, but gun buff as well. Viper could be going for that. They are just prioritizing clearing the lane. And something you need to be thinking about at that 4 minutes 30 is prioritizing clearing the lane just so you can go get that gun buff. Otherwise, we do have Abrams diving in. Trying to find the Celeste. Desperately going for some melees. Oh, and they do get the heavy melee, confirming the kill at the end. Venator has dived deep and they find Mina. They're going to have to wait to make it through here. Abrams takes the parry and they take the damage as well. Nice work here. Good communication between these two. Meanwhile, gun buff has disappeared, but the vitality buff still up and available, and it's such a good one early game as well. You get a lot of health and a lot of regen. I wonder who got the gun buff. It was Viper, so good on them for prioritizing it. They are being poked out a little bit here. He's trying to find some damage on the side. Good sleep dagger here, going to peel them away. Meanwhile, Mo and Krill still very much diving for this Viper. And it's a bold dive for sure. Mo and Krill is able to get away for the time being. Meanwhile, Viper is still very, very low. 18 HP, and they do go down to a trooper. You have to be aware of that. On this side, we do have ultimate abilities for Kelvin, as they were able to pick off Graves once again while Calico went back. And this is the other thing, that if you go back, you've got to make sure that your teammate knows and your teammate is capable of playing in the lane by themselves. Graves is still pushing forward here. They don't have ulti yet, nor does Viscous. It's another kill in the mid lane. And in fact, we are going to see Paige and Viper trying to chase down this Haze. It's a good dagger here. They might be able to get the final bit. Oh, they put the Venom onto the wrong target. Still, it does good damage to Mo and Krill. They're going to be more than happy here. Now, it is post 6 minutes, so those zipline speeds will be up and available for the teams to come in. Good little dive here coming out from the Viper, and they're able to get that deadly toxin off. Up goes the Mo. On the other side of things, we do see Viscous popping their ulti to try and chase down these two, but without Kelvin's ulti, they're going to be a little bit low on life, and they don't want to push too hard, as Graves will have their ulti very, very soon. A nice attempt here. Cube comes out. As we go over to the other lane, they retreat. It seems like a little bit of the ebb and flow here starting to happen. These teams pick up their items. Abrams trying to run away. Celeste chasing them? No, they're not. Not this time. Found on the side. That shield saving her for sure. Good work by them. Viscous and Kelvin have managed to push this back, but with Graves popping their ulti, they will just be on wave clear duty for a little bit longer. In the mid lane, Abrams pushes forward. And they find... Oh, they don't find a stun. Mina able to dash out of it. Still, they were going for a heavy melee after a stun early on in the game. It's not going to happen. Graves here is falling low, and Kelvin might think about going forward. We're not seeing punches happening. They have to be careful. Punching those Guardians towards... well, punching the ghouls towards the Guardians. Not always a great plan. This pressure here coming out from Kelvin, utilizing that ice path to make sure they've got movement. And now having the high ground, they can push forward. They don't have the cooldown yet on Grenade. And with Viscous not following up, isn't going to be a kill just yet. Not this time. Yeah, nice attempt here. Still, Graves is sort of waiting around, and still we have a lot of focus coming out here. Ice Beam desperately trying to clear something. Oh, he has Ice Dome. Can he find it? And he does. They find it on the Calico, which is good. If they can get this Calico kill, it'll be so good. The parries are just coming out one too many. This Calico is absolutely monster with that parry key. We've been following Kelvin for a while, but they've been so close to getting this Graves kill. They just can't quite confirm it this time. On the other side, We do see Viper and Paige still pressuring in, and Venator and the Abrams have been able to confirm that Guardian. They got a couple of kills, and now Abrams is on 8k.
I'll be right back.
And they've picked up heavy melee charge. They've not gone for their
I see Kelvin.
thing just yet. Some discussion about who should go for the bridge buff, but some have already gone. Kelvin is gonna... No, I thought they were going to make their way over to that movement buff. Instead, it's going to be Abrams who
Headed to York.
doesn't take it either. They instead are going straight for this Sinner Sacrifice contest on the Kelvin. And it's neat, and they get the heavy melee through. Are they going to commit ulti for it? They aren't. Not this time. Calico's still around. Certainly is able to find an angle on the side. They have ulti available. They have the leaping slash. It's fully upgraded ulti as well. They should be able to go for it. Abrams still trying to find that last little angle. But Kelvin has left, but they do get the Guardian. A good little advantage here for the Hidden King. Alright, we do see Paige and Viper still contesting this lane. Still trying to defend it. It's very much been sort of 11 minutes of 2v2. And this is a 6v6 game, remember, so anyone could come at a moment's notice. Scrape still in a little bit of danger. Kelvin's going to be putting on some pressure, trying to find that angle. But instead, it's going to be Viscous who rolls forward. They're going to find the punch. Doesn't quite connect onto the Calico. They do have Cube available if they're in danger. And they are going to use it. Meanwhile, Kelvin sharks around, trying to find that. Calico doesn't quite find them just yet. They have the extra charge on grenade. Oh! No, they managed to get it. That's good work. Meanwhile, over here, Viper chasing this haze, able to get them down. And they should be able to get that Guardian, no problemo. With this as well, we do see the Hidden King taking that advantage early on, and they could potentially push this keep. You know, there's a huge wave over here. If I just go over here and free cam, you know, we are going to see massive minions, and it's taken 10 seconds for Mo and Krill to come and turn up. Look how long it takes them. And just think, if you had pressure with heroes here, you could have got a decent amount, especially with Viper. So, right now, instead, we are going to see Celeste taking boxes underneath, and that's a good thing for someone to do. You know, there are valuable souls under here. Very much worthwhile. Viper, very low on health. They need to be a little bit careful as Mina's coming for the flank. Find them. Oh, and they do manage to get that last little bit of damage. But they're running away. Very scared of this Venator, who has got some decent damage. You know, they've got 11k souls, and this is an 8k Mina. That scaling is just too much. Celeste still just running around in the bot lane, in the bottom, just picking up. You know, it can be worthwhile to get boxes, but not all the time. You know, lanes are still very much important, as is helping out your teammates who are stuck inside 2 ultis, and this is a large commitment to try and get that soul leader. And it can be absolutely worthwhile. You know, focusing people who are going to be a problem in the late game is something you should definitely think about. And committing one ult is usually a good plan if it's a solo ult, even like an Abrams or a Kelvin Dome. But committing to sometimes a little bit of an overcommitment. And I think they could have got the kill there without Kelvin Dome, but it's better to be safe than sorry. On the other side of things, we do see Graves picking up a couple of camps while the lane is pushing. And I like this. You know, it shows that they are just dropping their ulti. They admit that they can't do anything themselves, but causing enough time delay for them to steal something away from the opponents, having that opportune moment. Are we going to see Viper get slept here? And we do, but they don't go for the steal of the souls. Instead, they've come for the bullet dance. Oh, and it's so close. It's so close. But with Calico turning up as well, it's going to be a dead haze. And Viper lives with 100 HP. Just weren't quite prepared enough for that engagement.
I don't know.
But it's a good try. Absolutely good try. But you've got to be prepared for if you know where your team are and you don't know where the enemy team are, they could be at the urn drop-off point, especially when it's the opposition running the urn. Viper here zooming into mid as I'm going to see Celeste potentially a little bit far away. Oh, they've already got that connection onto the bowler. Instead, Calico is going to keep the chase, but it's quickly going to be slowed down by this Kelvin, which can be so valuable, and it's giving Celeste a lot of space. Oh, and that's a great peel here. Mina able to get the damage off, but I think Abrams is going to pop their ulti, try and find the Celeste angle. Celeste does go down to the Viper. You see the slam, it doesn't connect with anyone as everyone else has retreated. I say everyone's retreated, but this Calico is very much in danger. Oh, and they're going to go down to the Viscous. Good play by them. Viscous now in retreat though. I say in retreat, they've turned into a goo ball and they're trying desperately to find this Venator who's picking off people left, right and center. Gosh, this is a hard one to observe. As we see, Puddle Punch comes off. Mo and Krill following this Venator. Out comes the Page ulti. Mo and Krill still in a little bit of danger, but it's Kelvin instead who's potentially the target. All while this is happening, Green Walker was there. Is in a little bit of trouble themselves. Oh, Abrams comes out with a punch and maybe trying to get a second punch. They do indeed. It's a good sleep. Keeps them about and alive. Mo and Krill has their ulti. But not wanting to push forward too much. Not into that Viper who has been so scary in that lane against them. And sometimes that's the mental. You know, you've got that thought of who did you lane against? You know exactly how strong they are. You know exactly how well they play compared to other people in the game. A little bit of anomaly. And obviously Mo and Krill here recognizing the threat that is Viper in this game. Now Celeste has been consistent with pushing in these lanes, but she needs to be a little bit careful. We know that they've got not an obsession with boxes, but they've got a well thought out idea about the value of boxes. Oh, unfortunately getting a little bit caught here. They're going to sprint away with some of their stamina, and getting caught on the geometry here won't help them out. We are going to see Calico potentially chasing them. It's going to be Venator who looks to put the most damage in. Oh, Cube comes out. Viper though pushing forward. They're still finding so much damage. But they go down. The Mo and Krill finds them. It's a good shield, but Mo and Krill does indeed take them down. Calico still trying to push forward themselves. But without any cooldowns, they're finding this a little bit tricky. Out comes the Page, the Haze in the background, getting damage onto this Page, but just the damage being split between one too many targets, meaning that nobody goes down. Haze though pushing forward, trying to get onto that Venator. Smoke bomb pops out. Still looking around. Oh, and unfortunately the sleep dagger not connecting means that this Page may well live. It's a nice little punch attempt, but I think they're going to get away with it. No kills there in that skirmish, despite such a ditch effort from both teams. Sort of just fizzled out towards the end, and you can see that, you know, this is a lot of mid-fighting right now. Venator goes down. We're trying to get back up into that fight. Oh, it's a good dome onto the Kelvin. And now they've started to scale. You know, they've got their damage started thing. That those 4.8k investment spikes are so valuable, and you can see already the value that it is in these grenades. So Graves finally managing to push out this rift. They are a good hero for the rift. You know, they've got their ulti available. They should hold on to it for a little bit longer. You can't make it up, the timing on it. I swear I don't watch these before. And although, you know, they may well get at this Mo and Krill, which is going to be valuable, is it going to be a little bit tricky? You know, they need to be aware that Kelvin is absolutely a great hero at stopping you from retreating. But with the rest of the blue team not turning up for a rift, this has helped them out immensely. And all while that was happening, you know, Abrams and Venator picked up a couple kills in this mid lane, and they're not looking to push it out just yet. And this is one of those things, you know, taking a little bit of opportunity when you win something. It's okay to split push 2 lanes.
Green.
And this Viper's saying too early. I'm not sure if that's with the push or with the boss. Probably something said in voice comms. We can't tell. It's certainly not too early to think about pushing walkers. You need to get onto a little bit quicker. We are going to see them go down. Mo and Krill pushing forward still a little bit, but they've successfully defended this walker. On the other side of things, Hayes is going to fall very, very low, and I think we're going to see them go down. All while this was happening, Viper managed to get that earn in, and this is going to help Viper keep back up with souls. They had fallen behind a tiny bit, but just then, look, 2k souls basically coming in. Really good job. But we can see, you know, this walker pressure, no one's quite committing. And there'll be games where you'll get like a 7 or a Wraith who just commit super hard for walkers. They'll come at it from different angles and it will really work out. And it helps the team so much because you're distracting the enemies, either if you don't get the walker or you do get the walker, and it's a victory. Still, Mina's in a little bit of trouble here. We are going to see Calico try and do something. They are low on health themselves. They're on 300 HP. They're able to get their ulti off. Have they got a full upgrade? They don't have the full upgrade on ulti just yet. So they're stuck at 300 HP. Rescue Beam comes out just to top them up. Did Viper get the bowler? No, they didn't. And now we're going to see the counter attack. Out comes Celeste from the flank. Looking to get onto that. But it just seems like everyone's taking their positions right now. It's once again a bit of a standoff. On the other side of things, Graves has tried to get onto this Kelvin. We are going to see Hayes come up right behind them. Out comes the Sleep Dagger, connects onto them. Ah, the ulti is there too. And that's such a good play from Hayes. And they patiently waited. They got the straight line walk from Graves. No dodging was going to be happening there. And it's a good rotation. It's really going to help this Archmother team get back into the game. And you can see, you know, that there's been pressure coming into these lanes on the side from Hayes, from Kelvin, all while a bit of a needless fight was happening on the side. Or they are desperately trying to get onto this. And they do. The Warpstone comes out just a little bit too late. Now everyone's going to be limbo. Punch is coming out, and I like it. But with the parry miss, going to be tricky. Mina might well try and find this kill. Out comes the bash down. It's just in time. Mina's ulti gets cancelled out. Calico instead trying to get some punches in. Kelvin's in here still, desperately trying to find something. It's another parry. Calico doing very, very well here. I'm sure people in the comments will have words about that. But really well played here by the blue team. They're starting to group together and they're starting to react to things that are happening nearby. And that was a fairly even fight. But it didn't matter. Oh, Graves popping their ulti here as well. We're going to try and see. Is it Viscous who's probably got the best view? Or maybe Mina. Not retreating there. I guess, you know, they could just literally walk back to their walker, which gives them resistances, but they were just a bit too far away from that. Viper here is on the flank. They don't have their ulti. They just tried to use it. Instead, they're coming back and sensibly positioning on a little bit of a safe place. Oh, but look at this damage they are putting in so well onto that Kelvin. And Kelvin will fall if the healing isn't enough, and it's not. I don't know if Viscous had cube. Viscous potentially had cube available to save them. Didn't fancy using it just yet. Thought they could get away with healing boom. Instead, Abrams doesn't find the chase. Going to be Viper who's chasing this Viscous instead. And they don't even look at it. Cool Vipers don't look at explosions. I was about to say, speaking of cool things, Hayes has really been pushing onto that walker mid lane. And and they're still sticking around. And they get a lot of burst, but without the minions there, the resistances are available. Calico desperately trying to find something. And good use of the ulti there. The fact that those troopers were cleared out really does mean they couldn't do it. Oh, Mina trying desperately And it's okay to use your ulti for a little bit of movement, but you need to be aware that you have to cancel it as well if you want to suddenly dash to one side. But I love this. Hidden King using a good opportunity to push out that lane. They don't need to push any further though, and Graves is potentially overstaying here, overcommitting something they don't need to. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we have a Venator going up against the Kelvin and Celeste. And those crossbow bolts are doing work in helping the peel. But soon there's going to be a laser beam, and that icy beam can do a fair bit of damage. Oh, the petrification bowler dodged out by Kelvin. Really well done. Let's keep pushing forward. However, I'm not sure they win this 1v1. That's right. Viper has got to that status where they just have a lot of spray. If you don't have those tools to deal with Mercurial Magnum, the split shot, does just start to hurt. And we're only halfway through this game. Let's see how this pans out. So we see, where is that Moen Krill? Moen Krill desperately trying to sneak onto this Viper. Or instead it's Kelvin versus Viper inside the dome. The dome gets dropped, trying to bring in that Moen Krill. Moen Krill didn't have the ulti, but it's crucial blind, stopping any of that healing the Viper could have done. Although there's some BM in this game, there's also a nice little bit of camaraderie. Viper here being honest that they're not really sure what could have happened. Oh, this is a risky operation here. And once again, Hayes not being patient that time, not finding the flank. Instead, they're going to be potentially the focus. This Abrams. He's coming around, getting some punches in. Shoulder charge not connecting with anyone. It can be a really vital tool for pushing people off this point. Out comes the cavalry. Still, Abrams trying to get onto that Kelvin. Kelvin falling a little bit lower. Viscous as well. Kelvin more than happy. This is a full-on 4v4 fight. Calico goes down though, and as people start to fall, Abrams is still up on that high ground, looking for the opportunity. Kelvin gets pushed out of the circle. Falls low as well. Finally, Graves ult used on this objective, and it can be so much damage, but with Moen Krill turning up, they're trying to get Abrams. Abrams is such a tanky boy, though. He lives for so long. Surely the other team take this, but the rift fades away. And Moen Krill falling down as well. We do see Celeste trying desperately to escape this. Instead, we're going to see Venator maybe try and put the pressure on. Nope, they're still going for these souls. And I for sure thought we'd see them go after this Celeste, who has had to run away. And look at that pink horn. So bright. This actually, the brightness of the pink horn is related to the Radiant Dagger stacks. It's very cool, very cute, neat touch. We'll see it fade away in just a moment. But it was very good of Kelvin to pick up the mid, and they're going straight back to protect their walker. So it's one walker apiece, both in blue lane. Not your usual game of Deadlock for sure. So a little bit of coming around here. They are trying to think where they can pressure. Venator very far out here on this lane. Especially when Moen Krill is missing, but Moen Krill busy picking up that camp. Oh, a little bit of speed here with Fleetfoot. They've gone for Witchmail. 30 minutes in. Let's have a little look at the enemy team, of course. There are some spirit chunks on the enemy team, like Viper. A few bits from Abrams as well. Calico too. So the team are split right now. And we do see Celeste buying something here. Calico not quite sniffing them out. Once again, there are things on the bridge. Calico just let Viscous have this spirit buff. You can use your abilities just for movement, Calico. A nice attempt here. I don't think Viscous is in any trouble particularly. They have a few good tools. They are going to slide off though. But with Mina around, they are safe. Meanwhile, Calico goes down. Celeste trying to find any further. He's looking for Paige. They're going to back out a little bit. Iradomini gets used. But no one's particularly low right now. It's just going to be for a little bit of damage. An early use of this ulti, and they are going to fall down as well. Well picked off by this Kelvin, and we can see Kelvin is at 39k. It's a huge advantage, and I like that finally... Oh no, I was going to say that they're pushing a Walker. No, they're defending this Walker. But in terms of pushing Walker, we do have Graves who did push one. And they're still going for it. They're still going for structures. It's fairly decent. Are they going to get out in time? They are going to choose to do it now. They have to be careful. This Kelvin is on 41k. They've got that full laser beam. Oh, and Moankrill did come and find the Graves, who overstayed for the camp. I don't think you get away with this one, Graves. Not this time. On the other side of the map, we do have Hayes trying to find some sort of additional damage against this. Oh, it's a good parry. Are we going to see the death of Abrams here? Bluey blinks instead of parrying. Potentially a wise choice. But instead it's going to be Calico. Oh, look at these parries. I mean, when people have a melee right in front of you, it kind of works out, I suppose. And someone's calling pushing Greenwich. Now, this is the final Walker. It's a lot tougher. And Moankrill has come to defend it. Not only is it tougher, but remember, the more enemy heroes that are around it, stronger it is. The harder it is to take down. So this is why people generally go for a boss beforehand. Oh, and Paige is going to find themselves in a little bit of danger here. They're a little bit too far forward, and they should be able to take her down. That's going to stop the momentum once again for the Hidden King team. Now, the Hidden King do need to come and defend this, which is why I think they have Bowler available. And they can just use it if they want. They have used it onto 2. Enemy team coming to try and find something. Calico goes forward, finds the ulti. Are we going to see anything further from them? Oh, Viscous is low, and they will fall down. Kelvin as well is going to be that next target if they can't get away. All while this is happening, Venetra is picking up that rift. 50% on that. And that's sort of going to push base. So I'd like to see the Hidden King team either push the green lane, as we see Graves do. They've put down that root behind the Moankrill, and it does a lot of damage. You can see already it's down to 50% HP. Without her ulti, are they going to find anything more? Mina's on the flank here. Tries to pop their ulti. Doesn't quite connect with anyone. I mean, Mina's ulti doesn't really do the damage it used to, but it's very, very good at silencing people like Calico in the middle of the fights. Mina really needs to be careful when trading with his Graves. Graves now on 34k. She took a few early deaths for sure. Oh, but Hayes is looking to make a few of those late deaths. Can Hayes find the Calico? Calico using that vent. But we do see Team Viper here able to nuke that. And they have the upgraded bowler. You know, we're getting into the later stages of the game. People will have all of their abilities upgraded. Remember, this is a Seeker game. So even though they had that bowler available to use, they might not have realized that it's like one of the best boss contesting tools. While Kelvin was dead, it was the right play. They can get another couple of kills on this Kelvin. They should be good. This Viper really values the urn, which is a great skill to have. They are good at hitting those daggers. Oh, Hayes able to slow the attack speed and able to get that kill. Will they be able to get away? Mo and Krill equally backing out. Abrams trying to find that flank. Oh, and they have Phantom Strike. They have so much mobility, so much good tools for shutting down both Mina and that Hayes. Doesn't matter. I mean, Warpstone can be really good about getting away from Kelvin, but yeah, Kelvin's not going to be the one you want to try and engage on.
Careful, Abrams.
Surprised they're not picking up the urn here. Maybe they don't want to leave this lane. They have got 2 rejuvenators. However, Viper, one of their key pushers, is the one that lost theirs. And that's potentially why they're not pushing in right now. So just having a little bit of a moment of respite. Halfway through the rejuvenator time, though. As they pull away from the Walker, this is going to be an opportunity. You know, that Walker no longer gives people resistances as they're so far away. Celeste taking the urn here is a really good choice from them. They should be able to dash over very quickly. They have a lot of money to spend.
My dear, you are moving with purpose and grace.
Is this oh, Scraves has spotted them. And they are going forward, and with Ricochet, you know, they're not scared of fighting in waves. Here comes the Metal Skin. That doesn't really do anything against Mina's ulti. And Mina can do a lot of damage here. Instead it's going to be Hayes who picks up. With Metal Skin used, they should be able to just go for it. Rusted Baron not being used on Graves here, which could have been a little bit handy. But it doesn't really matter. Graves is going down no matter what. But all of that was a distraction, as we see the real victory was won on the other side. Moankrill here is falling lower and lower, as the third and final Walker was taken here by the Hidden King. Oh, they're trying to make this work. They still have 1 rejuve, but it runs out very, very soon. And there we go. It's all over. The Hidden King team should think about peeling away. They've got no real advantage here. It's 5v5. They don't have Graves. Sure, the enemy don't have their Kelvin, who has been an absolute powerhouse, but there are so many camps to take. You've got so much shopping to do as well. You know, we've got Paige here looking to take that refresher. Sure, yeah, we see Unstoppable is going to be the next pickup here for Viper. And still, this movement buff has been up and available. I'm going to see Viper slither their way to get that. Look at that. So much stamina on this Viper. And they're just padding their way out to get some stats. Now, okay, what's the opportunities here for the side of the Archmother? It's a tricky one to say. You know, they've got the opportunity of cleaning up some of this soak, but they need to make sure they stick together. Boss is still potentially a couple of minutes away on top of that. And there's no urn to be run for another minute. Hayes is doing the right thing here of pushing out the lanes, keeping them pushed out, but they need to be careful as this Viper, with the most stamina in the world, is trying to find them. Didn't quite make the aggressive play. And even Abrams is looking for them, but didn't bump into them. Now, we do have the Rift. The Rift's an important place to go, but on top of that, Graves goes down as we catch the end of that. And this means that you should go straight away to that Rift. No, it doesn't matter. You've not got walkers to protect. You need to be fighting for this Rift. Graves is saying they're bunched on blue when it's been hours since they were bunched on blue. You see Hayes already pushing in this, and I like this. You know, they're drawing people away. I'm not sure if they realize that the Rift is coming out, but Rift is now here, and they're able to take that Walker down, and that's going to open some vital slots. That actually evens up the souls. Hayes has got 7.8 unspent. Kelvin here on 50k could well push forward onto this if he knows it's safe. However, he is 8k unspent. He is very much a spirit build, which is fine for his Arctic Beam. And his cooldowns aren't too long, but oh, he's got to stay in here as long as he can. Viscous arrives on top of that, and Venator is falling lower and lower as well. Or Abrams inside the frozen shelter, pushing it down. But as Rifts gets secured for the blue team, they're going to be looking to push forward, and they have an opportunity to get this Walker as well. Page in a little bit of trouble here, but not so much. They have a decent amount of speed. Now as these dark minions of the Rift start to push in. Out comes the ulti from Page, and Viper doing well to try and capitalize on it. Will get some damage and do take down Viscous. And they're looking to get this Mina as well. Oh, it's so close. Calico desperately trying to find that last little bit. Mina falling on top of this after such a good Rift pickup. He just pushed a little bit too far forward, and it was great ulti from Page that set up the engage. Able to keep them pushing forward, and ultimately I think scared the blue team out of position. You know, had the blue team stayed together a little bit more, they didn't quite have the, they didn't have the Arctic Dome anymore. But good play. Perhaps it was because Hayes left. Hayes went to push out mid, go find some kills elsewhere. Hayes has been playing well equally, as you can see, but they are playing, to their strengths. But they picked up Ricochet, so they should be thinking about, doing a few other things. And, I mean, I love the use of knockdown here coming out. Calico not coming for the chase. Oh no, Calico is coming for the chase at 400 HP. And Calico falls to Ricochet damage, but ultimately flank onto Hayes means that they go down. And with 4 heroes dead, boss is up and available. Calico being dead for your team doesn't matter too much. You've got Viper with ulti, you've got Venator with ulti. They should be thinking about boss right now. It is 42 minutes into the game. There are 3 people dead on the enemy team. Even though they're respawning, sure. But Kelvin didn't have Dome, and you have a 60k Viper. You can absolutely melt the boss, no problemo.
I see Kelvin.
So, Viper starting to feel the bloodlust, potentially. Starting to feel something about it. Graves still feeling a little bit impatient about this game, making some big risks. Potentially thinking that this is the way they can help end the game is going a bit crazy. They're going to find that a Moen Krill ulti. Ooh, it's a good use of Indomitable. Doesn't save you that much though. And now this delays the game plan of the Hidden King team. That option of going boss maybe looks a bit weaker now, especially as they're 2 people down. Hayes has got 50k. She's got more than enough damage to try and punch through this boss if she wants. And ultimately pushing out the waves here. Great choice from the Archmother team, but can they do anything more on top of it? Both teams just looking to take a couple more camps as well. Could be grouping up right now, could be pressuring some structures, all that boss. And that's why people do boss a lot of the time, is because it's a neutral objective. And we talked about it in a previous cast that it can be a coin flip, but if you need that coin flip, it works out well. Now, if your only way back into the game is a coin flip, it's super good. Celeste has been heard here. And it's 1v1 against the Venator, but it's suddenly turned into a 2v1. And out comes the petrifying bowler. However, that might have just allowed a little bit of time for the blue team to come around. We are going to see them starting to pump out a lot of damage. Kelvin here, once again, trying to find something. Able to get a lot of damage. And it's a good Mo and Krill ulti onto that Viper, who has been an absolute menace. But this Viper is so sustaining, and with no counter buys, we are just finding that she is able to keep running amok. Although this Kelvin has so much damage, what we really need is a combo of all the ultis used together to find it. She's finally taken down. Graves, however, now tuned in, does go down on top of that. And there's only Paige up and available. Blue team, having wrestled so much, have finally got themselves an opportunity to siege the base. Once again, a good split push pressure here. And although Calico is really good in 1v1 situations against Haze, it can be a little bit scary. If you're not up close and personal getting melee hits on them, or you've not quite got the build that really deals with it. You know, Calico's full of burst, but starts to scale off later in the game as people get a little bit of spirit resilience. Speaking of which, does Mina have much spirit resilience? I'm not sure if she does. She's got bullet skin. Helps out a fair bit. Curse comes out. Curse can be used to take away metal skin, FYI. This does mean that Calico doesn't have as much damage as she'd like. Good kill by Mina here, though, ultimately. Understanding their 1v1 and keeping that space from Calico, who needs to just burst it completely. And, well, unfortunately, if you don't do it during the curse period, Mina can just get away.
I'll be right back.
So, blue team, they have the boss, they have the rejuvenator, and they have the opportunity to find another kill here on Abrams. Abrams taking the long path out. And, you know, I like this. It's a little bit of safety. Viper pops back in, though. And this is now a 1 versus 3. And although you're very, very fed, and someone has Unstoppable, you've gone down. Oh, even with a hefty soul lead, you have to respect. And, you know, you don't have a soul lead anymore. This Haze has got an equal amount of souls as you. Unfortunately, once again, a little bit of a lack of focus means that people are getting annihilated, and Haze is going to be able to just chunk through so many people. Death timers are getting very long right now. We are almost at 50 minutes into this game. Haze trying to open up some of the side objectives just in case. But as shrines are being taken, seeing Viscous go for a little bit of delay. Trying to get that Page. They have rejuvenators. And it's a good choice. Kelvin pushes forward, tries to get onto this Calico. Sole survivor for the time being. And it's a little unfortunate that Graves has disconnected. She could have come back and helped defend a fair bit, but with everyone dead and no Graves, this does well mean that I think it's going to be a tricky scenario. Even Viper can't live through all of that. Mina up here. And let's just spectate this Haze as they chunk through the last bit of the core. GG, well played. And the Hidden King take the game. A little bit of sportsmanship at the end. Very nice. Hope you enjoyed that game. Please do consider subscribing and giving a like. And we'll see you in the next one.